Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Best of British Blackwell. Today we're going to be doing something very different. I'm going to be seeing if my crazy idea of using my OnlyFire rotisserie, which is designed for the Weber Mastertouch, will work as an alternative to the Kamado Joe Jotisserie. It's a bit of a weird idea and I'm going to explain it in further detail. But before I go on, what I want to do is show you this. This is the brand new Thermapen One, which has been sent to me very kindly by the people at Thermapen. And it's a wonderful new digital thermometer, which has 1 second reading, waterproof, auto-rotating display, and a backlight as well, which is really handy if you're barbecuing outside. As with all Thermapen products, they are absolutely superb. They are really well designed. They're very sturdy, and I'm very happy and pleased that the guys have sent me one, so thank you very much. But the good news doesn't end there, because Thermapen are also going to do two things. They're going to offer a 20% discount on any of their products to any member of our Facebook page, or my Facebook page. I'm going to put the details of the Facebook page down below in the description box on this video, and this video is also going to be posted on the Facebook page. So if you're signed up to that page, you'll get 20% off any Thermapen product, which is a magnificent deal. In addition to that, there'll also be a free giveaway of a Thermapen Classic. So in this video, I'm going to use the Thermapen One and just see how it kind of behaves. But primarily what we're going to try and see if we can do is recreate a Jotisserie using everything other than a Jotisserie on the Kamado Joe. So let's go and have a look. Okay guys, so what I want to start off by saying from the outset is that this is not a critique of the Jotisserie, and this is in no way a criticism of it. It looks to me like a wonderful piece of kit. I just don't have one. If you are looking to buy a Jotisserie for your Kamado Joe, head over to BBQs.co.uk. They've got a big sale on at the moment, so you'll get a really good discount from them. I've never used one, I've never tried one. At the moment, you know, I'm sure we're all kind of struggling a little bit with this cost of living crisis. I'd love to buy one, I just don't have the funds for it at the moment. But I do still want to be able to use the rotisserie on the Kamado Joe, and I've got an idea for, I think, how this works. So let me show you what the setup's going to be. So here we have the Kamado Joe. I've got the Kamado Joe Classic 3, and like I said, I don't have the Jotisserie, but what I do have is the OnlyFire rotisserie, which I originally bought for my Weber over there, the Weber Mastertouch. And what I discovered just while I'm messing around was that this ring fits pretty much perfectly onto the Kamado. So I thought to myself, well, you know, if I just light that Kamado up down there, set this OnlyFire up, you know, as I would. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not absolutely perfect. There is a little gap here, but you know, it doesn't seem too significant to me. I just thought, well, you know, I should be able to use this as a rotisserie on here. And then I posted a quick photo on our Facebook page, and somebody said, well, what are you going to do? Because kind of the lid doesn't come down. And I thought, yeah, well, and then I thought to myself, well, I've got the answer to this kind of sat right next door. So I intend to use the lid from the Mastertouch on there. And that allows me to use my bottom vent down here to control some fire, and my top vent up here on the Weber lid to control that. So I thought to myself, well, the only way to find out whether that works or not is to give it a go, and that's what we're doing today. So just before we get the rotisserie going, I want to show you the piece of meat I'm going to be cooking today, because it's not something that I've cooked with before in this kind of form. And this is a piece of rolled rib cap. So if you can imagine a ribeye, and you've got that piece of meat around the outside of it, which is normally carved off by the butcher, you can see there, you know, there's a lot of meat to fat content there, and that is the outside of the rib cap. This has been rolled up by my butcher, who is an expert in his field, and it's been tied and it's been perfectly put together so that it fits just beautifully on that rotisserie arm. And what I'm going to be doing is seasoning that and making sure that that sits smack bang in the middle of the Kamado to turn. I'm not going to be using any heat deflectors or anything like that at all. Just going to have it over the open fire, but see how we can control that temperature. So let's go and get that fire started. Okay, so I have lit the Kamado, and what I've done is exactly what I said earlier. I'm trying to control the temperature using the top vent of the lid for the Mastertouch and the bottom vent here of the Kamado. Anybody with a Kamado Joe will know that if you leave that bottom vent open and don't control the vent at the top, you end up with some searing heat. Now, I've had these charcoals lit and just getting nice and hot, and then I put this lid on about 5 minutes ago, and we have not ventured much above that 150 Celsius marker or the 300 Fahrenheit marker. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. And the next thing I'm going to do now is bring that skewer out and make sure that it gets on there securely, and we close it up and we get cooking. So here we go, guys. Here's the moment of truth. We've got our meat ready to go. You'll also notice I've put the meter probe in there just to keep an eye on it while it's cooking. Let's get this onto the OnlyFire rotisserie, which is there. Let's get this switched on. And now let's cover this bad boy up and see how we go. Okay guys, so just while we're in the middle of this cook, what I wanted to show you is how this Thermapen One performs against, I'm not going to give you the brand because I don't think it's fair. What I'd like to point out is this is not about doing down a cheaper brand. These are incredibly handy, it's why I've got one. But I just wanted to point out some of the differences here. So with this Thermapen One, the moment you open it up, bang, digital screen is straight on there. Also, this is a 360 screen, so it doesn't really matter, there we go, what angle you're probing at. The screen will always tell you the correct temperature, and you won't need to arch your neck to kind of find out what it is. Also, I don't think I'll demonstrate it too well, but it's got a sensor on it that detects when it's dark and when it needs to light up. You don't need to press anything at all, and this backlit screen lights up, you know. So in comparison to this other brand here, where you have to open it up, you have to turn it on. It takes a little while, and you know there's no changing and so on. So if you're probing at different angles, you know, it doesn't give you that 360 kind of view. Well, let's see how it performs in terms of temperature reading. So I've got 2 cups here. This one here is just full of cold water, and this one here is full of hot water. What I wanted to do is just put both of these probes into the cold water to start off with, just to see, you know, if they're relatively accurate. So you can see there that, you know, they're reading pretty closely. 20 degrees. I think there is a lower limit on these things. They're not designed to go too cold. Let's see how we get them into the hot water now. And can you see that Thermapen One, just how quickly that jumps from the lower temperature right up to the upper temperature? And what's interesting at the moment is, you know, there's a couple of degrees difference in there, which, you know, when you've got it in a cup of hot water, that's nothing. But when you're cooking chicken, you know, it could be dangerous. So let's jump them back across again. Again, there you see this brand here just taking a little while to get back down to temperature. And the classic, the Thermapen One, there, just really quick. They're about level again. Just watch how quickly this one picks up the heat. Bang. Very quick, straight up there as well. So on initial inspection, you know, really happy with that. Like I said, nothing wrong with this type at all. You know, they'll get the job done. But in terms of accuracy, quality, and, you know, just general usage, this has become my new favourite. Okay, so our meter device is telling us that we're about halfway through the cook and that the internal temperature of the meat is around about 36 degrees. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of smoke coming out here, but you know, I'm not too fussed about that. This is the first time I'm opening up the lid to see how things are going. So let's have a little look. That doesn't actually look too bad. Let's turn the rotisserie off for a minute. Let's give this a probe. That's not a bad old result, is it really, for the meter and the Thermapen One? They're both kind of agreeing with each other on the fact that so the meter's down this end here, so they're kind of agreeing with each other really that internal temperature is around about 36 degrees. We're going to go until this is about 68, so I'm going to get that lid back on and we're going to crack on with this cook. Guys, just a quick message to say that if you're enjoying this content, please do like and subscribe. Press that subscribe button below. You'll get updates on all of my videos as and when they're posted. And it's really important to a creator like me just to have a decent amount of subscribers so you can see my videos and that other people can see them as well. All of your support is greatly appreciated. So please tap that subscribe button and you'll see more content from me. Okay, so the meter device is telling us that we have reached an internal temperature of 60, well, just before 68 actually. Or the meter device always tells you to bring the meat off for resting. I've given it an extra couple of minutes actually, but I'm being told that this is done. Now that doesn't look bad, does it? Yeah, wow.
It looks amazing.
It does look amazing, doesn't it, Papa? Yeah, I agree. So it's time for me to turn this off now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this inside and we're going to let it rest and then we're going to have a taste. Okay, so this meat has now been resting for a couple of minutes. You can see there's a little bit of leakage out here. That's not a problem at all. What I want to do now is get this onto our chopping board and I want to see how this cuts and what this actually looks like inside. So I'm going to come in here. Wow, that's crunchy. Get the knife in there. And that looks, wow. Let me go straight through the middle here. Look at that. Hopefully you can see that. Look how juicy that is. Just the juice is running out of that. That looks great. I mean, there's a lot of fat content in here. I've never had this cut of meat before, cooked like this before. So it's really all new to me. So I'm gonna just give it a quick try. Wow, that tasted really, really nice. I'm not really sure whether I'm happy with the ratio of meat to fat. I mean, I love beef fat, you know, I'm not knocking that at all. But there was probably a little bit too much in there for me. I probably wouldn't cook that cut of meat again, although the actual flesh of the meat that was on there was incredibly tender. It rotisseried great. I suppose it's a successful experiment because the aim of the experiment was to find out, you know, a couple of things. Could the OnlyFire work on the Kamado Joe? Answer is absolutely. Could it be better at, you know, heat retention? You know, I'm not sure. I think I need to try it another couple of times before I say for certain. But also the other question, you know, the Thermapen, you know, is that worth it? And I'd say again, yes. So, you know, I'm quite happy with what's gone on today. And I think there's something to build on. Maybe the next video will be a slightly more kind of traditional cut of meat to go on that rotisserie rather than the experimental piece that I got from the butcher. That I'm not knocking it at all. It's going to be right up some people's alley, that type of meat there. But for me, the fat content, just a bit too much. Guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos very, very soon. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.